article in the New York Times, how the last 8 years made young women more liberal. Well, they're not more liberal, they're more left, but it's okay. This is very revealing. In 2001, young men and women had similar political ideologies. This is what I mean. Think about it. The changes that are wrought, the challenge to everything that people held beautiful about the country, it's just been shattered. And so the ultimate statement of shattering is that a society does not reproduce. The greatest number of people living alone by percentage in the United States in its history. The greatest percentage of people who by the age of 40 have never married in American history. The greatest percentage of depressed young women in American history since such things were tallied. And who wrought these changes? Conservatives? It's a rhetorical question. In 2001, young men and women had similar political ideologies. Women were more likely to be liberal than men, but just by a little. And through George W. Bush's and Barack Obama's presidencies, that didn't change much. Then around 2016, something shifted. Women ages 18 to 29 became significantly more liberal than the previous generation of young women. Today, around 40% identify as liberal compared with just 19% who say they're conservative. The views of young men who are more likely to be conservative than liberal have changed little. Young women are much more liberal than women 30 and up. 67% of women 18 to 29 supported Vice President Kamala Harris in New York Times Siena College poll in 6 swing states last month. So again, 60% compared with 40% of young men. 53% of young men in those cases backed Donald Trump compared to 29% of young women. The rise in liberal identification suggests that for a generation of women who were raised being told they could do anything, the triple punch of Hillary Clinton's loss to Mr. Trump, the hashtag #MeToo movement, and the overturning of Roe v. Wade forcefully shaped their political views. I have more to read and I have a lot more to say. This, for me, this goes under the heading of not only left-wing influence, and it is much more likely that women will identify with the left. It's always been true. The left is the feminine to the conservative masculine, and I can define that. The feminine is nurturing, emotional and nurturing. But the more government nurtures, the more ultimately it destroys the society. In England, they tried to nurture society with the National Health Service. It is now a calamity. It is a medical calamity. For the full episode of The Dennis Prager Show, go to pragertopia.com, sign up, and become a full member.